How's it going? So I watched this stream of a guy, and I'm telling you, there is no way to win the game in League of Legends. You just cannot do it. You can only basically just rotate. It's basically 100% coin flip game, right? There is no way to physically win it, right? I'll tell you what his problem was, right? So he was playing Tryndamere, right? So he is Tryndamere in here, okay? He got 1 kill on Jax. Right, so now you have to understand Jax into Tryndamere is a dead end because Jax will just kick your butt eventually. There's nothing you can do. It's like Nasus. Yes, you can kill him, whatever. Right? At some point he's just going to get stronger than you. Right? So there was Jax in here. Well, let's put Tryndamere as black because we're gonna be focusing more on Jax and Sejuani, right? So Tryndamere got a kill on Jax, and Sejuani was here. She was basically clearing in here, right? Taking Rift, ganking in here, and then coming back in here. So Tryndamere got zoned out from minions and XP, right? So Tryndamere got 1 kill. He fell behind on levels because Jax was able to farm. And Tryndamere had to stand here because Sejuani was just hovering all the time, right? And then Sejuani got the Rift Herald and smashed into his turret. I think that equalized the gold for Jax, right? Now, then Jax went back. He bought Ninja Tabi, he bought Shin. Tryndamere under-leveled, under-farmed, outscaled by Jax with armor. Sejuani also bought some armor. And then they just turret off Tryndamere. Tryndamere ran away without dying, and then they took down the turret. Now, Jax and Sejuani are ahead. So Tryndamere is now completely doomed. Right? And what was his team doing? Feeding their asses off. Right? So mid lost, bot lane hard lost. So, do you see what I'm saying? Is like, what do you do? How do you actually play? When you're in this situation, there's nothing you can do. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like it was just 30 minutes of a total time waste. Because I looked at this situation in my head, because I played Tryndamere, you know what I'm saying? Like, I played, long time ago I played Tryndamere, and I cannot think of any combination. I'm telling you, it got to such point where even if one of their players AFKs, they're probably still gonna win the game. Right? In that situation, because I mean, like, what can you do? So that's what I'm saying, is that, like, right, when you are playing, when you're going into solo queue, right, the match starts, you are hoping that Sejuani is not going to do that to you. You are just literally she determines whether you can play or not, right? Because Jax is going to outscale you. Like, there's just no way around it, right? So if Sejuani decides, right, to hover you, then the teammates decide whether you get to win or not. Because if they are competent, they are going to dominate the map because they're playing 4 versus 3, right? So note, right? Note. Let's just think about control, right? Who has the control? And I'm telling you, this is why it's tilting to play, because I keep telling people you cannot play, like, you cannot, you cannot carry the game. You can only get lucky. You can just coin flip it, right? So let's see where the control is, right? So control, let's see. Let's make it black, right? So control. Okay. So Sejuani gets to decide whether you can play top or not. I also noticed, like, I watched a lot of streams, because I like to watch streams, right? And I noticed nowadays supports roam like crazy. This is where I got the idea of maybe I should just jungle as a support as opposed to just sitting in the lane, right? So, support could show up, right? Top. And then, if that happens, your team decides if you get to win or not. So do you see what I'm saying? Okay, another one is, will they build counter items? Will they build counter items? So, for example, let's say if they really want to screw you over, they can just build Athena chains, put them on you, and that's it. You're out of the game, right? So that's what I'm saying, is that, like, how do you actually... It's literally coin flipping. Literally. You are hoping that the enemy team will not behave in a specific manner, and when the enemy team does behave in this manner, where they just lock you out of the game, you are hoping that your teammates are going to do something. None of that has anything to do with you, right? None of that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's such a time waste. Like, it's such a time waste. You have no control. You're literally coin flipping. So people tell me, oh, you can play well, you can play well. In this situation, playing well means standing here under the turret, and that's it, because this is the only option you can do. The only option. If you go try to farm, Sejuani is gonna boink you, right? That's the only option, is to stand here under the turret. And that's what the guy did. He just stood there under the turret. And he lost the game. And don't get me started on crowd control, right? If the enemy team decides to crowd control you, not much you can do. So I'm telling you, it's just a waste of time. So just I don't know, play one-on-one or play something else. It's just completely unplayable. Like, the game in the current state is just unplayable. And that's it. Okay? Take care.